Hey there guys, we're live. This is Brandy and I have a little demonstration for you today. You see this pack of Oreos? Well, how about this? And this may shock you. Right here, let's pour it out. Look at all that freaking sugar. Okay, in an Oreo cookie, so these are just your typical Oreo cookies. These are double stuffed, and a serving size of Oreo cookies is 2 cookies. Now this is 4 cookies, but I really honestly believe that this is less than a typical amount of how many cookies you would eat if you sat down and started chowing down on Oreo cookies. I know I probably would eat, like 2 of these, 4 of these. No way, I would eat more than that. But look at that sugar. Look at that sugar. That is amazing. In 4 Oreo cookies, there is 34 grams of sugar. 34. Now, how many grams of sugar equals a teaspoon? That is a really good question, and that is a question that if you know, you should place that in the comments. How many grams equals a teaspoon? Because let's face it, we work in teaspoons. We don't work in grams as often as other parts of the world do. If you know the answer, stick it in the comments. Here's your Oreo cookies with your 34 grams of sugar. Now, there are 8.5 teaspoons of sugar right here. 8.5. Now, if you stop at only 2 Oreo cookies, or if you stop at only 4 Oreo cookies, then good for you. Make a comment in the comments if you are able to stop yourself at 2 or 4 cookies, but I can almost guarantee that most of you guys do not, because I know I do not either. 8.5 grams of sugar in your Oreo cookies. Now, I have frequently talked to you guys about my weakness for Coke and how when I get stressed or when I get upset, I'm a Coke girl. I stop at the Kick 66 at the bottom of the heel and I'm like, Mama needs a Coke because when it touches my lips, it feels so good. But I've got a surprise for you guys, and this one's probably going to be the biggest shocker of the day. Well, actually, that's not true. If you stick around to the end, I've got another shocker for you. I'm using this orange plate because it's going to show the sugar a lot quicker, but here's the Coke. So this is a typical can of Coke, and you know me, I like my vanilla Coke, so I've got Coke Vanilla here. If you like Coke, make a comment, let me know if you're a Coke. Even if you're a Diet Coke fan, make a comment, let me know, because then I know you're at least a sister of kind of half my heart. So here's your blank plate. Here is the sugar. I don't know if you can see that. In a vanilla Coke. You guys, are you ready for this? Are you ready? 70 grams I can't even get it all. There's so much sugar. I have to like double fist it almost. 70 grams of sugar in a freaking Coke. Right here. You see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? How much sugar that is? Right here in this. And I'll show you the nutrition label. Now I compared, oh, you might not be able to see that. It's too bright. I compared, so I'm a vanilla Coke girl. You know that. But I compared just regular Coke to vanilla Coke. And there is only 5 grams more of sugar in this vanilla Coke than a regular Coke. So if you're not a vanilla Coke drinker like me, then you're only getting 65 grams of sugar. So, but to put it into perspective, in 4 grams of sugar equals a teaspoon. So you're only making a difference in that huge quantity of sugar by 1 teaspoon. And when you're talking about 17 teaspoons in that Coke, 17 teaspoons, 17, that is a 1 and a 7 in that Coke. So if you minus out 1 teaspoon, that's what you'll get in a regular Coke. But me, I go for the, I like the sugar. I go for the vanilla. Okay, so when we're going to move on, we're starting today with some of the most obvious foods that have the most amount of sugar. Like you guys, I could sit here, but I can tell you that you guys know there's a ton of sugar in Oreos. You guys know that there is a ton of sugar in Coke. But let me ask you this. Have you ever actually sat down and measured out actually how much sugar you're getting? Well, that's what we're going to do today. So strap on your seatbelt because it's going to be a bumpy ride. The next item that we're going to talk about is obviously another sugar item, okay? It is Sour Patch Kids. And in one serving of Sour Patch Kids, here it is right here, sorry. I got my trusted little helper right here to the side, helping me out. 16 Sour Patch Kids. So I counted it out. There's 16 right here on this plate. Now, don't be fooled. I probably have 16 per hand that goes to my mouth. Like, I probably literally take an entire handful of Sour Patch Kids and shove it down my throat whenever I get going on these. 16 Sour Patch Kids. Now, that's not very many. It really isn't. Any guesses on how many grams of sugar and or teaspoons there are in this little delicious snack here? Well, I'll tell you as soon as I dump it out. Look at that. It is literally the equivalent in mass. That is literally all sugar. And we know that. That's a candy, right? I need that bag back. That's a candy. We know that. But there is 26 grams of sugar in this right here. Now, when was the last time you counted out your 16 pieces of Sour Patch Kids, or you gave your kids only 16 pieces of Sour Patch Kids? Probably never. I don't. I know that it's a disaster when I go and do that. But to put this into perspective for you, the 26 grams of sugar is going to correlate to 6.5 teaspoons of sugar. Let me ask you this question. How many teaspoons of sugar should the average adult get on a daily basis in a 24-hour period? If you know the answer to that question, then put it in the comments because I'm curious to see how many of you guys really know that. I did not know this until I started like researching sugar and the dangers of sugar and what happens to our body when we are exposed to too much sugar. So the answer to that is 6 teaspoons throughout the entire day. So that's 24 grams of sugar that you should be 4 grams a day. Well, that's close. It's actually 6 teaspoons a day, which is 24 grams of sugar. So let's move on. Now I'm a mom, and I know a lot of you guys watching right now are moms. So I've got 4 kids, and I am guilty of this next item. Like, this was a staple in our house for a really long time. And this is sugary cereal. This sugary cereal right here, I know it's going to look familiar to you. Right? I can't remember what it's called. Is it, what is it, Ethan? Crunch. Like Colossal Crunch, I believe it's called. It's called Colossal Crunch. So this is a Colossal Crunch. And the serving size of Colossal Crunch is 3/4 of a cup. Now this is a typical size bowl. This is literally just from my cupboard. This is exactly what we eat on at my house and these types of stuff. So my kids eat out of this every day. And so this is a suggested serving size by the manufacturer of the Colossal Crunch. How does that look in your bowl? Is that what your kids do? Is that what you do when you get your cereal? Probably not, because I know that when my kids sit down and pour their cereal, it looks more like this. It's like full, and this is giving them credit, because usually they get the cereal all the way to the top, that when they pour the milk in, it's like overflowing. So this is actually 2 servings of Colossal Crunch sugary cereal. And this is a typical cereal. And I want you guys to know that when I went to the store this morning and purchased all these items, when I went to the store, I was comparing labels, but that did not sway my decision. I actually purchased items that are regular or were regular staples in my diet and my pantry, and things that we have regularly purchased for our family. So this is like a type of cereal that my husband used. I really, honestly, I never really bought Colossal Crunch, but my husband was like a big Colossal Crunch dude. He ate it a lot. And cereal bowls all the way to the top. So I'm just going to demonstrate to you exactly how much sugar is in that serving size. So remember, this sugar does not correlate with the large. It correlates with the small, which is 3/4 of a cup. It's not that much, because when I went to measure it, I was kind of like, I was almost comical how little the quantity was. You ready? That's 1 serving, you guys. That's the small amount. That's 1 serving. 3 1/4 teaspoon of sugar in breakfast. And if that's what your kids start off breakfast with, or if that's what you start off breakfast with, you've already got half your entire daily amount of sugar in your breakfast. So you may be kind of along the train of thought of like, oh, well, let's get away from the sugary cereals, and let's gear towards something that's maybe has a little more substance. Maybe we won't burn through it as quickly as we would that sugary cereal, because that stuff just burns through your body like that. I mean, it turns to sugar like that, crazy quick. So, you know, make a comment if this is in your pantry right now. Right? This is a Pop-Tart, and I did not compare nutrition labels on Pop-Tarts. I did not grab Pop-Tarts that had the most sugar. I believe this one is a like s'mores. Is it a s'mores flavor?
It's a chocolate fudge.
Chocolate fudge flavoring type of Pop-Tart. So here we go. We've got 2 Pop-Tarts inside this package. Right here, 2 Pop-Tarts. Now, you would assume, because these 2 are packaged together, that the nutritional facts would count both of these. And be like, okay, if the nutrition facts are going to tell me there's X amount of sugar and X amount of calories, that it's going to count both pastries. But guess what? It don't. It doesn't count both pastries. The nutritional facts on the Pop-Tarts tell you exactly what is in one pastry. So when you look at the nutrition facts on any product, you need to make sure that you are actually looking at the serving size. So here's our Pop-Tart. 1 Pop-Tart, right? Now, 1 Pop-Tart is probably not where you're going to stop. It's probably most likely going to be 2, because that's the way it's packaged. But guess what? How much sugar is in the Pop-Tart? 19 grams, which is 4 3/4 teaspoons of sugar. That's really, really close to what was in that sugary cereal. All right, so obviously Pop-Tarts have a lot of sugar. Obviously Colossal Crunch has a lot of sugar. But what about a granola bar? I mean, that's an obvious choice of something that's going to be better, that's going to be healthier for you, it's going to have less sugar. Right? I know that I have turned to granola bars before. I know that I have bought granola bars before, thinking that, okay, this is a healthier option for my family. This is a healthier option for my kids. This is a healthier option for everybody. Sorry, I was like washed out with that. So we have a running joke in our family about Clif Bars. Now, Clif Bars have the reputation of being a healthier product. So something that's more geared for athletes or people who are active, you know, being hikers or climbers, things like that. They stick them in their fanny packs. Fanny packs? I mean, yeah, guess what? Fanny packs are on a comeback. They really are. So they'll stick these things in their fanny packs, and they'll eat them when they're hungry. Okay, so let's open this up. Actually, I'm not going to open it up. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to keep it here. So this little product right here has 12 grams of sugar. Now, this is just a white chocolate. This is just a white chocolate crunch granola bar. And you would think, all right, I'm getting some healthy grains, I'm getting some healthy carbs, but there is actually 13 grams of sugar inside that healthy granola and inside that healthy option. So here's what that looks like. And here's the granola bar right next to it. And that's a ton of sugar. So if any of you guys are doing the math here, like you've already at least exceeded 50%, if not the entire daily quantity of sugar for the day. All right. Now, all right, so let's say we're moving on from breakfast and we've decided on some healthy snacks, and we're out running around with errands, and we've got a lot of kids. Let's talk about kid snacks for a minute. I got 4 kids. I got to get some snacks in those guys on a regular basis. So I'm going to, and I've been guilty of buying this exact product many, many, many times. A Capri Sun. And this one is kiwi strawberry flavored, which is the exact flavor I would buy because kiwi's delicious and strawberry's delicious, and those are my go-tos. So right here, a Capri Sun. Now I know immediately you're probably thinking, well, I know Capri Suns are not that healthy for you. They got a lot of added sugar. Where's the plate? They've got a lot of added sugar. So let's just see exactly how much this Capri Sun has. And I want you to take note of the next 3 or 4 items because they may actually really, there's no way. They are going to completely surprise you. So we have in this Capri Sun, it's like 4 or 6 ounces. I can't remember exactly. I don't have the actual, I don't have the box down here. But here's my empty plate again. And here's the sugar from the Capri Sun. 13 grams of sugar, and that is 3 1/4 teaspoon of sugar right there in one sitting, and they can suck this down in like 7.25 seconds. It's done, it's gone, and they want a second one. And you're probably going to give it to them if you're anything like me. So as a mom, I would think, well, obviously, like a Capri Sun, we know this as consumers nowadays that Capri Suns have a lot of sugar. So you may turn to a product that looks more like this. Man, it's really kind of getting you guys, right? Juicy Juice. So on this label, it says this is 100% juice. There's no added sugar. This is also a kiwi strawberry flavored because, I was the one buying this, and I tell you, like, apparently that's my go-to flavors, kiwi strawberry. And this product, it is of similar quantity as the Capri Sun. However, this product has 22 grams of sugar, which is 5.5 teaspoons of sugar. Now, on the label, it says no added sugar. I don't know if you guys have watched my live video from a while ago when we talked about how you have to really be very careful. Man, I'm really getting washed out. Really be careful with when it comes to the products that you eat and the labels that you use, because all products are not created equal. So your fruit juices do not contain the fiber. They do not contain the skin, and they do not contain the pulp that your actual fruits do. So while there's no added sugar in this product, what they have done is they've taken out the pulp, the fruit, the skin, and all of the fiber. And from here down, your body treats that just like it would that vanilla Coke, because it does not understand the difference if that does not have an accompanying fiber or product, or not product, but or substance with it. So while it has no added sugar, your body is treating that as if it is literally consuming this entire amount of table sugar, because it does not understand the difference. It has to have the fiber to come with it. So there is no value in the word no added sugar. There really isn't. It does not mean the product is healthier for you. It does not mean that it's not going to make you fat. It does not mean that it's going to help you grow or lose weight or anything like that. That's not what's going to happen. But as a consumer, we have a tendency to say, okay, well, the Capri Sun's out, too much sugar in that. The Juicy Juice, while it has no added sugar and is supposed to be all fruit juice. We know that my child or my body is going to treat that just like it would a Coke, because from here down, the digestive system reacts identical to sugar that does not have fiber accompanying with it. And so you may choose a product that looks like this, right? 100% apple juice. Like, okay, so the juicy juice was kiwi strawberry, and you can assume as a consumer that that's going to be tampered with. That's going to be not tampered with like on a bad way, but by the manufacturer. They're going to enhance that. But the Minute Maid the Minute Maid apple juice is probably something that you have in your fridge right now, or you probably have something very similar to this right now. I keep apple juice on hand at my house because, like you guys know, my daughter has got digestive issues, and she has to have apple juice frequently to help get her body going. So as a mother, I would be okay. Or if you're going to sports and you've got snack day after the basketball game or after the baseball game, and you don't want to bring everybody a Capri Sun because those are overdone and those are sugary, then you would grab a whole bunch of these mini little apple juices. However, this apple juice actually has more sugar than either the Capri Sun or the juicy juice. 8 teaspoons of sugar in that apple juice. 8. This is a typical serving size. It's 10 ounces. That's a typical serving size. 8. So you now have exceeded your daily limit of sugar by 2 teaspoons or 8 grams. Okay, so let's move on to what you would assume, or I would even assume, is like the ultimate best choice when it comes to something to drink on the go. And that is going to be like a Bolthouse or a Naked. Sorry, that label's kind of shining in your eyes. I know it's not the best. So that's going to be like a Bolthouse or a Naked fruit juice, right? This is the Blue Goddess. Excellent source of B vitamins. You know, it's got blueberries and blackberries on the label, like delicious. I would look at this and I would see, oh, it says it's got 3 3/4 servings of fruit per bottle. Fabulous. I probably would buy this and drink this and think nothing of it. But if you look at this product, like there's no chunks in it. It's all liquid. It's all a liquid product. So this is going to, like I told you earlier, to put on your seatbelts, you need to make sure they're strapped in because this one's going to blow your mind. On the back of this, you're going to see that this nutrition label actually is telling you that half a bottle is 1 serving. Half a bottle. Are you going to drink half a bottle? That's like 4. Oh, I just lost my earring. That's like 4 swigs. So this product right here has 15 teaspoons of sugar. 60 grams of sugar. 60. That's not 1/6, guys. That's 60. That's 60. That literally, hand me the Coke. That literally is a mound of sugar. These two products are almost identical in sugar. Almost identical. This one has 10 grams more, but if it was not vanilla flavored, it would only have 5, which is just a little over 1 teaspoon. So when you're driving around, you might as well give your kids this than this, right? I mean, not really, like there's some fruit in this, but what this is telling you is that it has 3 3/4 servings of fruit. And if you look at the side, it's going to tell you what's in this bottle. 10.5 blueberries, 10.5 blackberries, 3/4 of a banana, and 2 1/4 apples. Well, you know what I should have done for you guys was I should have actually brought all that food down here and showed you exactly what that looks like, because that, my friend, is a lot of food. And the nutrition that you would get from those actual blueberries and blackberries and the banana and the apples would fill you up so quickly you wouldn't even be able to eat the rest of it. And it has the fiber, it has all the nutrients, the free radicals, it has everything in it that's beautiful and delicious and helps your body. And you won't get the blood sugar reaction or the blood sugar response that you would get from this, because this does not have the fiber with it, as would those blackberries, those blueberries, the banana, and the apples. Like 2 1/4 banana. When was the last time you sat, or sorry, apple? When was the last time you sat down and had 2 1/4 apple? Like plus 3/4 of a banana. Like probably never, because that's a lot of food and then you're full. All right. So moving on to the next product. This makes me so happy. This one makes me so happy. Okay, if this makes you happy too, you got to make a comment so I know that you are a girl or a guy of my heart. Starbucks, right here. Starbucks. So this is a grande vanilla latte, which is my go-to because I'm a vanilla girl. So this is a vanilla grande latte, like no added nothing, exactly as it would be prepared if you went right on down to your local Starbucks and purchased it. And here it comes. So here's your sugar. Now I've got a fun story to tell you guys. I will not release the name, but I can tell you this is one of my clients. So I've got a girl that I work with, and she's a girl in my heart. She loves her coffee too. And she's been trying to lose weight, and she has been doing an amazing job. She's dropping the weight. She's doing a great job following the meal plan. Well, a couple weeks ago, she got off track a little bit, and she was like, dang, I want to go get a Starbucks because, you know, coffee doesn't have that many calories. And I need a pick-me-up. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just going to stop in the Starbucks drive-thru and grab me a Starbucks coffee. And I can't remember if she was getting the grande or if she was getting the venti, which is larger. But then the next day she did it again, and then she did it again, and then she did it again. And pretty soon, a week later, she actually had put on weight. And she was talking to me about it, and she's like, I'm following the meal plan that you wrote for me. I'm coming to my exercise sessions. I'm doing spinning. I'm doing all these things. I'm actually getting like heavier on the scale. I don't understand what's happening. And so we're dissecting the diet, and I'm going through all the questions that I do as a trainer to find out what is going wrong with this diet, or what's going wrong with this client. Come to find out, she mentions that she had been stopping at Starbucks, and she jumped on the computer and she looked up the nutritional facts for the Starbucks coffee that she was getting. It was not a vanilla latte, something different. And it was 600 calories per drink per day. Times 7. Like, do the math. That's crazy. The calories in itself are crazy, but the accompanying sugar and what it does to your body is detrimental. There's no wonder she wasn't losing any weight. She wasn't making any progress, because the sugar, once it gets inside your body, it spikes your blood sugar, it spikes your insulin, and basically, in very, very simple terms, it tells your body, hold on to fat, man. Just like grabs it and just like hugs it. And it says, don't let it go. Because when your body goes like this, and you have those peaks and those valleys, or I should do it this way, peaks and valleys, you're not going to lose weight. So if you can keep your blood sugar really steady, that's when you're going to start dropping the weight, and that's when you're going to start dropping the pounds. So here's another one for those of you guys who don't maybe like coffee, or you don't like the caffeine, and you want to get something that's a little bit tasty, or if you go with your bestie to Starbucks, you may order something along the lines of a strawberry frappuccino, which I ordered this morning for my son for today's presentation, and I like really went crazy. I got him a venti, which is like massive. And we actually put it in a different cup. It's not all the way drank, so don't judge us. But here's the cup right here. So it's a venti strawberry frappuccino. It has a little whipped cream on the top. And looking at the sugar, it's going to blow your mind, you guys. There is 70 grams of sugar in that strawberry frap. massive. Just so much sugar, so much sugar. That is more than 10 days worth of sugar. Like, you should just stop eating for the next 10 days if you eat this, because that is how much damage it's going to do to your body. All right. And the last one. I know a lot of us have done this. I'll do this, and it's a go-to. And this is kind of just a fun one. This is probably not going to be that shocking, but I do have a shocking one. Hold on for one more minute, because I do have something shocking for you at the end here. But this little product right here is delicious. It is a Bavarian cream donut. If you're a donut eater, make a comment in the section, make a comment in the comments, because I love these. I love donuts, right? I know my sister is a huge fan of donuts. Like, that's her weakness, Misty. And so let's show Misty exactly how much sugar. And I don't think that she eats the Bavarian cream. The Bavarian cream is mine. But in the Bavarian cream Bismarck donut, there is 20 grams of sugar. So here's the donut. And there is the sugar that matches this donut, how much sugar this is. Now, that may not be exact, because I got this from Ridley's, and the nutritional facts, I took the average of like Walmart, Smith's, Bavarian cream Bismarck donuts. So, I mean, give or take 1 or 2 grams, but really when you're talking about a half a teaspoon versus a fourth of a teaspoon, it's probably not that big of a deal. But look at that. I mean, this is sugar. This is all sugar. And these are all products that we consume on a regular basis. I know that all of these products have been consumed by me and eaten by my family on a regular basis. So these are not, like, I'm not trying to judge or anything, but this is just the world that we live in right now. Like, our food manufacturers shove so much sugar in everything that we eat because they want us to return to that product. They want us to eat more of it. So here's my last one for you guys, and this is the one you've been waiting for. All right, so right here, this is your Tillamook strawberry yogurt. It's not Greek yogurt. There's nothing fancy about it. It's got 9 grams of protein. It's low fat, which I'm not a big fan of low fat, but that's really kind of all they make with the Tillamook. But I'm a big fan of Tillamook. So looking at this, I don't have a sugar demonstration for you. But looking at this one, there are 21 grams of sugar in this yogurt right here, 21 grams. Now, I know you look at this and there's like, okay, there's strawberries in that though. And strawberries have natural fructose that actually occurs in the fruit. And there are chunks of fruit, like 1 or 2 in this product. So looking at the label, you would say, I don't know how many grams of sugar actually come from the tiny pieces of strawberry that are like this big that are in that yogurt versus added sugar. So what you need to do is you need to look at the nutrition label, and then you need to go down to the ingredients and take a look at the ingredient list and go through the ingredient list and recognize the names for sugar. And guess what? There are 61 different names for sugar. It's all sugar. They just disguise it with different names. So this one actually says sugar right on it. So it's telling you there's sugar on it. But I can guarantee you that the one strawberry that's in this product is not 21 grams of sugar. And if you compare plain unsweetened yogurt to this, you're going to find plain unsweetened yogurt runs about 9 grams of sugar or less. So you're adding at least 10 grams of sugar, which is 1 or 2 teaspoons, just by choosing a product like this over something that is plain unsweetened, and then sweetening that product yourself. You guys, this is the exact reason why I created the Sugar Academy, because the Sugar Academy is an amazing program that helps you step by step. I mean, I literally hold your hand through the processes of eliminating sugar from your diet. Now, the great thing that's going to happen next year is that the Food and Drug Administration have changed the guidelines for nutrition facts. They actually are going to add a line, if you can see that, right there under sugars. that tells you how many grams are added to the product and how many are naturally occurring. This is going to change the way we eat food altogether, and that is expected to roll out in about June or July of 2018. But in the meantime, we're stuck with the guessing game. And so the Sugar Academy is an amazing program where you can learn how to eliminate sugar. I mean, it's the only program out there that's going to help you learn the processes of eliminating sugar from your life and the life of your family. And it's a step-by-step gentle approach to living healthier and being successful. Now, if you have questions, we'll talk more about the Sugar Academy later, but if you have questions or comments about any of these products that we went through today or anything that you learned, please make a comment in the feed. Like always, I will be monitoring this for the next 48 hours, and I would love to help you out or answer any of your questions. For the next 4 days, actually, for those of you guys who are in the 3-day detox challenge, the next set of daily videos are all going to be inside the private Facebook group, the Workouts in Wine group that I run. If you want access to that group, you need to ask for it, and I will add you to the group, because we have some really, really fun topics coming up over the next 4 days about detoxing, the ins and outs of a detox, why I need to detox, how to eliminate sugar, what to do with your kids, how to get your kids off of sugar, and many, many more topics. So right now I'm going to run back and I'm going to answer some of the questions because I know I did see one. So Tamara, will you tell us again the amount of sugar per gram? Was it 4 teaspoons per 1 gram of sugar? Okay, so just backwards, all right? So 1 teaspoon has 4 grams. So looking at this delicious strawberry frap, then you would know this had 70 grams of sugar. So we took the 70 grams of sugar, we divided it by 4, and that's where we came up with, I believe it's 15, without looking at the little baggie. I think it's, it's 17 and a half grams of sugar. So we took the 70 grams, divided it by 4, and we got 17 and a half teaspoons of sugar. And I converted that into teaspoons for you guys because that's kind of the way my mind works. I know that's kind of the way you work. If you cook, you measure in teaspoons, and we measure out in teaspoons for the most part. We don't measure out in grams unless you're putting everything on a food scale. So I'm doing this with my family this weekend. Pop-Tarts, Sour Patch Kids, Crunch Berries, maybe Chocolate. No, yeah, I know. Those are our go-tos too. In fact, my son right here, like who's been handing me all of these things, he's literally eating the donut right now. Like, oh, I'm not. He is. He totally is. All right. So I got to go upstairs and probably pry all of the rest of the sugary food from my children's fingertips, because when they saw me walk in this morning, they were like, "Ooh, what is all of this?" And I'm like, "Don't touch." In fact, when I went to the grocery store to buy all of this morning, I was like, wow, I don't think I've had this much sugar in my cart in months. And the donut was the last thing that I was going to purchase. So I walked through the produce aisle, because you got to go through the produce aisle to get to the bakery. So I go to the bakery, I pick out the donut, I'm coming back through the produce aisle to go to the checkout stand, and I look over to my right and I see all the produce, and I notice that there's ginger root right there, a whole bin of ginger root. And I remember, oh, I need ginger. I don't have any more ginger. So I grab some ginger, stick it in the sack, and then I proceed to the checkout stand. And I know the cashier, she's sitting there like beep, 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 going through all this stuff. And she comes to the ginger root and she's like, "Girl, did you make a mistake? Like, this product does not match the rest of your cart." And I was like, "No, that's good. It's all good, I promise." All right, you guys, thanks for joining me today. And if you have any questions, put them in the feed. If you're just joining us, you need to jump on back to the front or to the beginning of this video and watch the entire video beginning to end, because it is definitely going to change the way you look at food. And I will see you guys later. Bye.